Okay, so some time ago I made a video about how to bake physics using Unreal Engine, and what I did was I faked the keyboard for baking the simulation. What I mean is like everybody do, well, all the videos I saw they do the same. What they do is they put spheres, for example, like this. You turn on the physics on them, simulate physics, and then you play the physics, right? And to bake this, you would select these spheres and keep simulation, or press the K on the keyboard so that you bake the simulation. Well, so my previous video was about that, pressing the K in the keyboard, faking it using blueprints. But actually I found another way that's better. So what we do is play simulation, right? And then I have my script, so tools, and then I make this box. This is like I want my simulation to be inside this box, not outside, because sometimes the simulations they go outside the box, they don't collide too well, so you're gonna have some meshes really far. So I did this simple box, and I want my simulation to be inside this. So later I select what kind of meshes I want. I want this. I have some presets for myself, and then I throw. Okay, using the simulation mode. I also have like gravity on, off, like I don't want gravity. So they just go up, stuff like that. When I'm okay, I press accept. Okay. And then they are all baked in static mesh. So I don't need to use the keyboard, I don't need to press the K in the keyboard, I don't need to fake the K in the keyboard. So how I do this is actually, it's not a tutorial, but it's very simple. One, when you press simulation, everything you spawn in simulation mode doesn't exist in your editor. So you have two worlds, the editor world and the simulation. Okay, so what you create inside the simulation is like what you create inside the game. It doesn't exist outside, so they get deleted, they get garbage collected. Okay, so how I keep that data? So the only way I found to keep the data from simulation and take it outside the simulation for to the editor is like every time I install a mesh, a static mesh, I add the static mesh to a data asset. I get my data assets. Inside the data assets, I say I install this static mesh and I have this transformation. So let's see. I have this. Let me see if I found this. Not this one. Sorry. Okay, this one. As you can see, I have this data set. Okay, let's try again. I press simulation. I press my scatter tool. I set up the box where I want to perform the simulation around this area. Ooh, not that bad. I get my template, what I want. I want like maybe cardboard rocks. I want rocks, not garbage. Load my garbage and I throw garbage on my tool. And I can press like shift and change the direction of the throw. Some many parameters. Again, no gravity. Okay, so okay, I finish. I press accept, and then as you see, everything is full in the simulation mode is saved inside a data asset. So I have this mesh, static mesh. I install this mesh 5 times, and this is the transform for each. The same for this mesh, the same for this mesh as well. So everything saved here in the data set. So I can keep the information from the editor to the from the simulation to the editor and bake it inside static mesh to keep the performance. So it's actually pretty easy. So, again, just to check how you spawn the mesh. Every time you press the keyboard, you spawn static mesh from the point you want. I don't know, the second on your spawn. You say it's movable, you put the gravity on, physics on, and spawn that mesh. Oh, it's go out. And when you finish, when you press OK, you save that mesh. You check if the mesh is inside the bounding box. If it is inside the bounding box, you save the mesh and the transformation of the mesh inside a data set. And then, easy, you get a data set and spawn again, but inside the editor, not in the simulation mode. So I found this work a lot better than many other tutorials I saw that they need to press K or do copy paste, and it's easier and you can make a lot of cool stuff this way.